Travis Wayne Goodzo. So, yeah, over 400 views so far at 20 hours for the LDS Church to announce the millennial name change at April 2023 General Conference. Yeah, they're not likely to, but they're going to have to. If Nelson's going to claim that these are the latter days, it means that eventually the latter days will end. And he will have to rename the church. That's just a no-brainer. But something that we don't realize until it finally happens. And then we're like, oh yeah. I guess it's supposed to be dropped off of the name. But the question is, are they going to add something to it? The Millennial Church of Jesus Christ? But this is only if they win and don't get bound for 1,000 years, as is prophesied. So, yeah, I can smell conference. Conference is in the air. Yep. So, yeah, it's strange. The guy who threatened my life, who's not even Mormon, but is trying to get me to denounce Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon as Jewish. Dear God, with the threat of death. Seriously, oh my hell. He obviously did not get to the one that's also had a late pickup. LDS Church changes Book of Mormon subtitle prior to April 2023 General Conference, where I put verse 2 of 1 Nephi as the whole subtitle, the learning of the Jews. It's just one of those things that are so obvious that when we know we're brainwashed, when we let it slip past us, that we go, oh right, but but Jesus, but that's Christian? So yeah, I'm hoping Mormons will finally wake up out of their zombie coma. And that name change one is where I got my death threat from, and got a thumbs down yesterday. And as of this morning, there's only one other thumbs down, and it's with the mocking Joseph Smith and his Christ by misinterpreting Joseph's scriptures. And there doesn't seem to be an indication that that's my regular person who puts a thumbs down, because they missed all the others from yesterday. So apparently he's gone missing. Maybe we need to put out a search, make sure he's okay, a welfare check. We're the police, we're doing a welfare check on a YouTube Mormon employee. Is he working today? No, he's dead. He was mauled by bears. Elishua and the bears, with the kids mocking him. Oh, hilarious. So, when I learned that Samuel Smith was murdered by poisoning, it was after the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints had attempted to murder me through various methods of poisoning. And I'm just horrified that this is their modus operandi, to poison people. As other news stories have come out over the years that the church had poisoned the girls at girls' camp, forcing them to drink the water that was poisoned. And then hearing on the news that it's because Utah has a law code that water poisoning has to be at a 2,000 level when the federal level is 500. It's just so sick and wrong. With all the abuses that women and girls have had in the church, to find out that they were purposely poisoning them? Dear God. But yeah, that's one thing Samuel Smith and I share in common, and we were both murdered by the same organization, the Danites, led by Brigham Young. So, yeah, Samuel Smith was murdered because Joseph and Hiram were murdered, and he was expected to be the one to take over the church. He's most likely the one that knew something about the origin of the Book of Mormon, even though he too was kept out of the loop. But he was put in a position of administrative authority with his father in the High Council at the beginning, even though his dad was also the patriarch. But it's a good question. Was he one of the witnesses? I know Senior was. Okay, there's a 3. Oliver David Martin, and then the 8. Christian Whitmer, Hiram Page, Jacob Whitmer, Joseph Smith Sr., Hiram Smith, Samuel H. Smith. That's right. Okay. So they didn't have enough Whitmers, and Whitmer-in-law, Hiram Page, married one of the Whitmer girls. That's why he was included, because he was involved with the family at the time. And so they kept it in the family. But, William knew and was screaming it, but to a vain audience. But yeah, Samuel A. Smith posed the most threat to Brigham Young as taking away as many people from him as possible. So Brigham Young needed as many people as he can get to come with him, even by taking them hostage, as women were sex trafficked as he fled the country. But he had already created the conditions for people, new converts, to follow him by lying to them about the name of the Church of Jesus Christ. That was not Joseph's church. And so if you're confused by Nelson getting up and announcing that Joseph Smith prophesied that the name of the church in the latter days is the Church of Jesus Christ, you didn't see the whole context. You let Nelson lie to you, and you didn't know the history that's in the Joseph Smith papers, that he knew was in the Joseph Smith papers, and yet he still got up at the pulpit of conference and declared, "This is the Church of Jesus Christ." As Joseph Smith said. No, he didn't. He said the great and abominable church is the Church of Jesus Christ. That's what Nelson tried to avert you from. And so despite putting the Joseph Smith papers online, they're lying to you about what's in them. Not directly lying about them, saying, the Joseph Smith papers says that women are never to have the priesthood or priesthood office. They're not that blatantly lying about the Joseph Smith papers. Because, yes, that is 17 March 1842. Joseph Smith gives priesthood and priesthood office to women. And so Oakes, with his infamous quote, is proven to be a liar. A bold-faced, outright liar. And Oakes knows he's lying. He knows about the truth, about what Joseph said that day. They've had the document. The original document. So yeah, these guys are lying to you. Purposely lying to you. And any of us who actually research the church thinking it's true, how dare we? Death to you by poisoning. So, yeah. It's weird. They want people controlled, but they don't want people to actually pursue searching that the church is true, because it's not true. And thus, anybody who's searching to find out if it's true will find out it's not true, and the church doesn't want that. And so you then become a target for assassination. So, alrighty.